Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a great week so far. Welcome to today's Tech Spark. My name is Andrew. Today I'm joined with my good friend Kareem. He's our applications engineer. Today we're going to go over our innovative LED drivers, in particular our XLN and XLC series, followed by our cost-effective XLG series. So let's go ahead and jump right into the XLN and XLC series. So hey, Kareem, you mind giving everybody a rundown on what makes these two LED drivers so special?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Anjo. Hi, everyone. So today we're gonna focus on the XLN and the XLC. And currently, we produce the XLN and the XLC for the small power. It's coming with 25 watts, 40 watt, and 60 watts. And there is too many features of the XLN and the XLC series, but we're gonna focus only on the four main feature for this series. So the first feature we have here, the constant power design that allow the XLN series and the XLC series and the XLN to output full rated output power with variety of a wide range of the constant current range. And second feature here, we have the UL87 that's certified for class 2 and class B. And on overcoming slide, we're gonna understand what is the class 2 and class B means. And it's rated for the IP67 for the XLN series. And that's mean that it's waterproofing and also against the dust. It's compatible with the dust. And lastly, we have the 3-in-1 dimming function using to dim the light from 0% up to 100%, and the NFC function to adjust the output, to adjust and set the output current with it's pretty small, like it's pretty easy to adjust the output current by turning off without turning on the power supply. And we have the DALI system, a digital communication protocol that using to control and monitoring the LED system.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm looking at those pictures. They look very similar, but do you mind explaining what the differences are between each one?
Yeah. So basically, the XLN and the XL series, they are identical. The only difference between them, as you can see on the left side, the XLN series, it's coming with the wire type, this is rated for the IP67, and on the right side we have the XLC series. This is the terminal type. But as you can see on the top one, from the right side, the independent type and the built-in, and on the bottom side we have the built-in type. So the independent type, it's come with the strain relief, this kind of piece of plastic to remove, like to make sure that it's prevent any slippage from the output from the input and the output cable. So this is mainly using and required for the EU countries. And the second one, built-in type, this is coming without, not including strain relief. So basically the strain relief just to secure the input and the output cable from any slippage.
I see. Okay. Cool. Yeah, thank you for breaking down those features and the differences between the two models, Kareem. So now I want to take some time to highlight the safety standards that we specifically certified the XLN and XLC to satisfy. So you guys might already be familiar with the two lighting standards, those being UL 8750 as well as IEC 61347. So UL 8750, that's used in the US primarily, while 61347, that's kind of just used internationally. And also two other features that accompany these two standards are Class 2 and Class P. So Class P basically means that the XLN and the XLC, they comply with UL 1310, which essentially indicates that the output energy is safe from any kind of fire ignition or electrical shock. Now there's also Class P, which is something that we've been, starting to dive into a lot more recently. So if you guys aren't familiar with Class P already, it's basically a standard that allows customers to easily swap out or replace Class P drivers with other Class P drivers, regardless of who the manufacturer is. So for example, let's take, a customer who's buying a Class P LED driver from supplier A, but supplier A, maybe they're having some kind of supply shortage. So now the customer, they're out of options. Instead, they can go to supplier B, who has an equivalent Class P driver, and swap it in without having to test or recertify the entire system again. So yeah, this might sound a little complicated. So if you guys have any questions regarding Class P or any other safety standards, please feel free to just type your question in chat, and someone will assist you shortly. So now that we've covered the key features of the XLC and XLN as well as their safety standards, Kareem, you mind telling us a bit more about the more advanced functions that are included with these two drivers?
Yeah. So here we have like the NFC function. The NFC function, it stands for the near field communication wireless technology that it's using to transfer the data within 4 centimeter. And this kind of the NFC we're using to set output the output and set out the output current.
I see. Okay, so what is it exactly used for in a LED lighting
Yeah,
application?
so we including for the LED application to it's easy to set out the output currents by you just have the LED driver. First step, you need to download the app and from Google from App Store or Google Play. And once you download the app, you just scan the driver, and you don't need to turn on the driver. Just scan it, and you can set the output current with any voltage range, with any current range you need it to set. And it's way easy for the customer to set the output current.
I see. Okay. And so is this NFC feature available across all of the XLN and XLC models?
No, it's only available with the demoable models. It's not for because the XLN and the XLC series, they have constant voltage and constant power. So it's mainly using for the constant power
I see. Yes.
models. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that NFC function, very easy to use. It's actually available to pair with the Meanwell app. So you guys can access it through the Meanwell app, where you guys can download it on App Store or Google Play Store. And also, if you guys want a more in-depth tutorial on how to set it up and use the NFC function, I believe someone's going to send a video link in the chat. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so the second feature here for the dimmable, 3-in-1 dimmable. So here we have like 3 different ways to dim the light. From 0%, from 0, which is off, up to 100% dimmable. So we have like three different ways. The first one by applying an external 0 to 10 voltage. So if you apply 0 voltage, you're gonna dim off the light. And if you apply 10 voltage, you're gonna get the full brightness of the LED. So within the changing this voltage, you can have different percentage of the output light, of the output current, and also this is gonna be reflected the brightness. And the second method here, by using 10-volt PWM signals, by changing the frequency of this signals, you're gonna dim the lights from 0 also percent up to 100%. And the third way here, we can using a resistance from 0 ohms up to 100 kilo ohms. By changing this resistance, you're gonna play with this curve from 0% also to 100%.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, me personally, I'm not too familiar with the 3-in-1 dimming. So I guess my question for you is, which one of the 3 dimming functions is most commonly used and why?
Usually the first one, by applying 0 to 10 volt, this is the easy to use. The customer has an external voltage, and just applying the voltage, through this applying the voltage, he gonna dim the light for whatever this percentage he need.
Okay, 0 to 10 volts, got it.
Yeah. The third one here, we have the DALI. DALI is the digital communication protocol that's using to control and monitoring the system. So to have DALI system, you guys have to have like LED driver that coming with the DALI system, with the DALI protocol, and also you have to have like a direct control. So the good news here, we have our DLC-02. This is the DALI control, which is you can connect up to 128 drivers through this control. And through this control, you can turn on the light, turn off the light, you can dim the light, and also you can schedule to turn on the light in specific time and turn off the light in specific time.
I see. Okay, so can the XLN or XLC, can they have both the 3-in-1 dimming as well as DALI?
No, because the 3-in-1 dimming, it's, as I mentioned, DALI is using a digital control communication, and the 3-in-1 is using analog communication, so it cannot be combined together.
DALI is digital, 3-in-1 is analog. So
yes.
I guess why should I choose DALI control over 3-in-1 dimming?
Yeah, this is a really good question. To choose this system, you're gonna go with the DALI or you're gonna go with 3-in-1. It's based on how many lights you need to dim, how many lights you want to control. If you control like a big building, which is 100 light, 200 light, definitely you're gonna go with DALI. If you just a small number of lights, like 5, 10, 20 lights. So it's easy to go with 3-in-1.
Okay.
So that feature for the DALI only had for our DALI DLC dash 02. As I mentioned, it can be covered up to 128 by two passes. So the pass number one, it can be connected up to 64 drivers, and those drivers you can communicate it only with 2 wires. And with just 4 wires, you're able to communicate and control 128 drivers.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you're using 3-in-1, it has like 2 cables, and each 2 cable it has to be connected with the driver. So if you have like 100 unit of the 3-in-1, so you have to connect 200 wires.
Jeez.
So you compare
Okay.
200 wires comparing to the 4 wires.
Just 4 wires. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like, I mean, if you have a lot of LED lights, then I mean, going with Dolly is definitely the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for going over those more advanced functions, NFC, 3-in-1 dimming, and Dolly. Again, if you guys have any questions about these functions, please type your questions in the chat below, and someone will help you out immediately. But really quick, I do just want to go over some more, common applications for these two drivers. So since the XLN and XLC, they're mainly used for these low power indoor lighting applications. You can find them powering lights, such as commercial track lights, commercial recess lights, tri-proof lights, linear lights, office lights, and even digital lights. And another thing for, outdoor lighting applications, we'd actually recommend going with the XLN, this one right here, because it has, built-in wiring and it's IP67 rated as well. So I want to talk a little bit about our discontinued products as well. So if you guys are still selling or pitching some of our older LED drivers, such as the HLN, HLP, PLC, PLN, and PLP series, I'd highly recommend moving away from these. So you can see these models on the table here. They're pretty much already on their way out and will be permanently replaced very soon. As the XLN and XLC, I mean, they just have a lot more advanced components and better functionalities while still being able to stay competitive cost-wise. So again, you guys have any questions about our discontinued products or our end-of-life process, feel free to type your question in the chat below. But yeah, that pretty much wraps things up for the XLN and XLC, our latest and greatest LED driver series. So now I'd like to transition over into our XLG series, which is our second latest and greatest LED driver, which covers a higher power range of up to 320 watts. And this is an excellent option for any customers who want a high quality IP rated LED driver, but maybe they don't want to pay that steep premium of something like an HLG, right? Something cool about this product, we actually manufacture the series in the Philippines, which allows our customers to avoid paying that hefty tariff when purchasing the XLG. So another thing, for those who hopefully are still paying attention, I want to let you guys in on a little secret. We're actually working on getting documentation approved to have both the XLN and XLC both made in the Philippines as well. So eventually, those are going to be tariff-free as well. So we'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, aside from the cost benefits, let's go ahead and jump into some of the many features that make the XLG an exciting LED driver option.
Yeah, in terms of the comparison between the XLG and the XLG series and the XLN and the XLN and the XLC. So XLN and the XLC, it's mainly using for the small power from 25 watt up to 60 watt. But for the XLG here, it's a little bit different. It's covered the high power up to 320 watts. So they basically, they are two different series. So let's see the first feature here for the XLG series, which is constant power design that allow the XLG series to output the full rated power in a wide range, constant current wide range. And the second feature here, we have the class one, which is mean the input side, it has 3 wire. We have line, neutral, and ground. So this is like a feature that kind of series that have a ground. And the second one here, power factor correction. The entire series has the power factor correction that using to help the customer to reduce the power factor. The third one here, we have the IP rating 67, like the XLN and the XLC series. And this is IP rating also representing the waterproof and also the dust proof. And the fourth one here, we have 3-in-1 dimming, like the previous series, and we have DALI, but we don't have NFC function here for this series. And the standard model here coming with the surge protection that covers 6 kilovolt for line to earth and 4 kilovolt for line to line or line to neutral. But the good news, we have like an optional model that can cover up to 10 kilovolts for line to earth and 6 kilovolt for line to neutral. And we have isolated the last one. It's the most feature that the dimming circuit, it's isolated. To have like isolated circuit, it's from the DC, the dimming circuit, it's isolated from the DC output signal, output power, in compliance to the IEC 61347, and also to be compliant with the UL 8750, which is the two lighting standard. And the next feature here for the safety wise for the XLG series, for LED signs application, the UL required that you have to be compliant with the UL 879. So your driver, it can be compatible with the LED signs. So basically, the benefits here for the XLG series, it's meet the standard UL 879. And above of this standard, we have also, it's certified like the XLN series and the XLC series, that it's certified for UL 8750 and also certified for the IEC 61347.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, great job explaining, the XLG's features and the safety standards. Hopefully that's making a bit more sense for the audience. So now I'd like to just wrap things up with some LED applications that the XLG series can help support. I'm sure many of you guys already know this, but a very popular application for LED drivers is horticultural lighting. So in comparison to traditional lighting, LED lighting, it's able to greatly reduce power consumption while lowering radiant heat as well. It also provides a much better temperature and brightness control for greenhouse cultivation. Another really cool feature about LEDs is that they can give off different wavelengths by just adjusting their color temperature. This helps to increase crop productivity and overall efficiency as well. So the XLG series is a good fit for this because it has a complete range of wattage options to help meet a wide variety of different horticulture lighting applications. So for example, let's take the XLG 150 or up to 320. These can power medium to high bay greenhouse lights, which are typically used on more mature plants that are preparing to be harvested, while maybe some lower power XLGs, they can power some more gentle low bay lights that are used on young nursery plants. Another common application for LED drivers is lighting for livestock and poultry. So traditional lighting in this industry, it typically consists of a lot of ballasts and low frequency fluorescent tubes. However, with this type of lighting, there tends to be a flicker issue, which causes a negative sort of visual impact on the animals as they mature and grow. And what this does is it creates a psychological insecurity within these animals, which will impact their growth and eventually reduce their overall livestock production, such as the number of eggs they lay or the amount of milk they produce. So by switching to LED lighting, let's say the XLG series, for example, which provides constant voltage as well as high frequency switching, that flicker issue is long gone. So with LED lighting, the animals, they can now grow in an optimal environment for harvesting their livestock and their poultry products as well.
Yeah, and here I want to add our solution for this kind of application, that using the XLG-320-48BV, which is coming for the constant voltage mode to prevent any BWM flicker. So with using the constant voltage mode, which enhance the quality of the light and also provide the clear vision for the livestock.
I see. Yeah, and wrap it up with our last application for the XLG LED. So in a lot of these UVA LED curing applications, which is essentially when LEDs are used to help speed up the drying or hardening process in printing applications. So whether it be a 3D printer or high-end poster printer, the LEDs, they can be found inside to accelerate and optimize the drying process for the ink. You can also find it in dental equipment, right? So, for example, if you're getting your teeth filled, sometimes the dentist will use the lights to shine and speed up the drying process. So what makes the XLG so good for such applications is its dim to off feature, which prevents any kind of unnecessary energy waste when the application is not running. And yeah, I mean, that wraps up today's Tech Spark. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Kareem, for helping out. If you guys have any technical questions, please feel free to shoot an email to one of our engineers, Brian, Kareem, or Harlan. Also, make sure to mark your calendars for June 13th because our product super experts, Kai and Brian, are going to be diving into our inverter products and how Meanwell is helping to promote a greener, more sustainable future. Thank you. See you guys.